Warning! Graphic pest control video ahead. Do not watch if you might be offended. If, however, you really like pest control videos, then sit back and watch us as we control pest populations with silenced air rifles here in the UK. Viewers of our last video will know my R10 is back from the ratworks, where Mr. Crampton has worked his magic upon it. It's now shooting better than ever. This target is 15 yards from me, which is feeder distance. And this is a bit of zero-in stroke testing of a new pellet I'm intending to use for squirrel shooting. I only want to see if they're accurate at this range. I'm not too worried about anything else. Pretty much sure the squirrels are going to be sat in the same spot every time. So this is the sort of preparation you need to do to be successful. I'm already happy with these pellets. They're ripping the paper a bit, so I have one shot at each of these dots. Same distance, just to prove a point. Nicely on the button, that one. If I can tag them dots with all 5, I should be quite happy. That's close enough for me and good enough to hit the head of a squirrel effectively. I'm happy with that. This is my pellet of choice. It's the H&N Terminator, and at 16.36 grains it's 2 grains heavier than the Crossman Premier I use at the firearm. I fancy using them to rattle the teeth of the squirrel a bit more. A lot more weight and a lot more thump. And you see the point in the centre is not quite as pointy as they make out. This is the feeder we set up in the wood, one of the temporary ones. It was full as an egg on this day when it was set up. A week later, as you can see there, the levels dropped down by half. So that's prompted me now to get prepared, ready for a squirrel session. And looking in the top there, you see the small bits of grain chewed in half, which I did suspect was something like a mouse or a rat. You can see them in my hand there. Squirrels don't tend to do that. But it's getting visited by lots of creatures. So here I am set up, and there's my camera, there's my sticks, you can see the chair in the foreground. I get comfy for a session squirrel shooting. It's first light, as you could probably tell. My camera doesn't perform too well in the half light. I'm filming Mr. Robin as I wait for a squirrel to arrive for breakfast. The only creature that seems to want to visit is Mr. Robin at the moment. You can see dawn has broken properly now. And I've spotted some motion up the side of this tree. So zoom in a bit quick and pan up to catch him. And there he is. Or she even, I don't know. I don't really care, it's a squirrel. And a grey one at that. Now the camera's on him. You can see quite well on the camera while I pick my rifle up. There's no way you can see me. Too well concealed. It looks a little bit agitated. I'm starting to poke the rifle through the front of the hide. Just wanted to settle into a feeding pattern. That'll do. Still quite edgy. They normally settle if you give them enough time. This one's taken a mouthful and scarpered. I'm watching him now. He disappears off the side of the screen, offering no shot. This is what he's looking at. See my camera on the right of the hide there in the hole, just gleaming. My stick's on the left hand side where I poke the rifle through. I haven't had to wait long. This one comes straight down the side of the tree, onto the ledge, no messing, head in the trough, mouthful of food, and starts feeding. That's what we like to see. So I'm slipping the rifle through the front of the hide now. Camera's on it. I search for the sight picture ready to take the shot. The Terminator connects with the skull, the loud pop. It's quite interesting to see. There's a few kicks out of this one, but none of the dramas that are associated with the firearm. Seems a slower, heavier pellet. Seemed to put this one over with a lot less drama. It's no less dead. There's quite an absence of kicking on this one. I was waiting for it to do a last minute kick. But it appears that's all over and done with. So happy with that. I'm back waiting again for something to happen and filming anything that looks like it's worth filming. I've even turned the camera on now so you can hear the cock pheasant. There's loads of them being bred in this wood for shooting. It's another reason why they want rid of the greys. There we are, a little bit later on. This squirrel's managed to make it to the feeder without me seeing it arrive. Must have come shooting straight down. It's gone straight into a feeding pattern. And I'm starting to look for my rifle. I've picked it up and got the safety off. I'll start to push it through the hole in the hide. Be careful there, don't want to spook it. This is viewed from where the squirrel is. I'm homing in on him now, trying to find the sight picture, steady myself for a shot, which I just did then. Roll it straight onto the floor on top of the other one. A few more kicks out of this one. The shot was good. A little brief pause. Take the rifle back in. I'm pretty sure the shot's good. No need for a second one. Just a few nerves. It looks like it's good night Vienna for this one. So that's 2 down. That was another female. I spot some more movement. Get the camera on. And there he is in the back. I'll try to zoom in. I probably had to wait another half an hour after the last one. And in it comes. Watch this. Oops, panic attack. Spotted the two on the floor and bolted. They're both females. Very strange. Unless there's a bit of bullying that goes on between the girls, I don't know. I'm looking for it now. I see that leaf just drop down. I look up. I'm just in time to catch it jumping. You see it there jumping to the left. It makes an exit. There it is, gone. That's disappeared, unfortunately. So I'm back waiting and Mr. Robin turns up again. I spend some time filming him yet again. Till eventually I spot some movement at the bottom of the tree. This is yet another female, believe it or not. So there's 2 on the floor. And she looks very indecisive. Looks like she's going to come back. Nope. Which way should I go? Left, right, left, right? I don't know. And she disappears off to the right, and I think she's gone. I turn the camera back on because I can see her on the right hand side of the tree, but I can't pan the camera onto her. So I've decided to take the shot, regardless of whether the camera's on or not. Just like that. She stopped, and she looked, and I dropped her where she stood. And anyway, that was pretty much the last one of the day. And I had seen her kick a couple of times. I'll put a second shot in just for good measure. Wanted to go out to inspect. It's only about 10 minutes after I shot the last one. So I'm going to have a look, see what I've got. The morning's getting on a bit now, it's about 11 o'clock. So there they are on the floor. And that item I was talking about earlier on. There it is. It's a board with a load of hazelnuts glued to it. I wanted to see if it'd been an attractant and didn't need to work at all. The termite has done an excellent job there. That was the second squirrel I shot. This is the first one. They've been laid there for a good couple of hours now. And they're stiff as a board, so I did need to check them for dead. You see my hazelnuts there. They're glued on with epoxy resin. Quick check for bro, and lucky for both girls. I'll take a wander over to look at the other one I shot, which is all the way over to the right there, with that dark log on the floor. It's not been shot long, and I did take 2 shots at it. Give it a quick poke with a stick, just in case. See if it wants to take a bite, poke the eye. Don't want to get bit by one of these things, I can tell you that. So a closer inspection. Give it a quick shake of the tail. See, it's all floppy. No rigor mortis here. It's quite a freshly shot one. There's 2 shots in the top of the head there. That'll do. Another female. Quick check for bro there. Another quite fat one as well. So they've been feeding well, having a very good year by the look of it. Well, it was until I turned up anyway. There's 3 down, not bad for morning. The R10 makes its debut on the squirrels. There it is, nice mossy log picture. Very happy with the performance of rifle and pellet. I will be using them again. This is one of them I skinned. You can see the amount of fat in there. They've definitely laid down some good stuff to overwinter with. And there they are, ready for the scouts. And before I go, I'll make good on my promise to tell you what this is. It's a bunch of hazelnuts I gathered the other year, and I stuck them to a small piece of board with epoxy resin. This is intended as an attractant, or maybe even a way of causing squirrels to come and investigate. So I think I might need that at the fruit farm. I was trying it out today just to see if it got any attention, and they never went anywhere near it, unfortunately for me. But then I made the big mistake of leaving it there and went back 36 hours later to pick it up, and I was greeted with this. They successfully managed to break the bond of the epoxy on all the hazelnuts, leaving little blobs of epoxy still stuck to the board. And it looks like they've eaten a few in the locale, because there's a few broken bits of hazelnut by the sides of the board. Which amused me greatly, because A, the epoxy didn't make a difference. I did wonder if the smell would put them off. B, they were attracted to it eventually. And C, there's plenty more there. And they will be getting a second visit. Very, very soon, hopefully. And we can see if they can do the same trick with me watching with the R10. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe.